Hey everybody, it's Ann popping on behind my apron at the lake. Can you tell? This is not my kitchen. So I got to show you a sneak peek though. It's raining up here, so fishermen didn't go out, fisherwomen didn't go out. There's a lot of other stuff going on, and we are going to do some cooking, and we're going to try a very brand new recipe with some brand new products coming out this fall. But I just thought you might as well see who I'm cooking for today, because I have some guest chefs here. So see, this is the crowd. This is the crowd that's going to get to eat lunch. My parents and my pseudo parents, and they're playing 500 instead of fishing. What do you think, people? You hungry?
Yes. Great.
So stay tuned. Okay, so back to what we're actually doing. I had to put them in the clip, right? Had to make sure they got their moment of fame. So here's what we're doing. Let me get the camera set so you're going to be able to see. And if you're popping on with me and you have family vacation history and memories, put them in the comments. Or if you're really curious about what's new, let me know that too, okay? So I'm gonna shut the vent off. We don't need that any longer. And what we're doing today is we are gonna make the brand new recipe called Stovetop Stuffed Peppers. And I'm going to use a brand new piece of cookware that you've all been begging for. This is from our new stainless steel line, and this actually is available starting in August for hosts and then everybody after that. So if you really want some new stainless cookware, hit me up, okay? Because I can help you get a great deal. But this is a 4.5 quart saute pan is what they're calling it. And so I am going to put it on the stove here, and I'm going to get it going. And I have to tell you, one of the fun things about cooking at the lake is they have gas ovens up here. I have electric ovens at home, so it's kind of fun to get to experiment that way too. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in 1 small can of tomato sauce. Then I'm going to put in 1 cup of beef broth right now, okay? And I did not haul everything out of my own kitchen up here, because you guys, that doesn't make sense. But I did haul important things like air fryer, cookware, my favorite knife, the chopper, some of those things. I did not haul all the measuring things, and I'm regretting it, because look at this old plastic thing. This is all I found this year. So I need a cup of this beef broth in the skillet. So we'll just see if I'm close here. And then the magic of this recipe happens with 2 things from the pantry line. One we've had in the line for a long time. The other one we are bringing out in the fall, which is new. So the first one is the bell pepper and herb seasoning. And then the new is the meatloaf meal mix. So I'm super excited about both of these. So to make these stovetop peppers, it's tomato sauce, it's beef broth. We're gonna put a tablespoon of bell pepper and herb seasoning. And I hadn't opened this, so gotta rip this open quick. Sorry about that. As you see, I'm all sealed. But remember the trick, this holds a tablespoon, okay? So the lid's a tablespoon, so you don't have to worry about having other spoons here. So put that on the stove and bring that to a boil. And look at this cute anniversary apron from Pampered Chef. So I was just in Chicago last week. Some of you saw that at our conference. And they gave us all one of these fun scrapers that has the silicone end and a wooden handle. So I'm just going to come over here. I know I'm probably off screen, but I'm just going to get that blended. And I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit and the lid on, because we want that to simmer for 5 minutes, okay? And so while that is simmering, we're gonna do the peppers, because we have a brand new product for all of you pepper lovers. This is how it's stored. This is a pepper core. So the small one, you can do things like jalapenos. You can also scoop seeds if you need, but I'm gonna use the big one, and I already did one here. So I'm going to use it. Hopefully you guys can see. You literally just spin it to break the crust of your pepper. And then you have this entire core to easily take out. And you can use the small scoop, like I'm gonna do right here, and just pull out those veins. So see that? See how clean, oops, dropped out the other vein. See how clean that is? So this thing is so slick. And then to do these stovetop peppers, then you just cut them in half, okay? So let's do 2 more, just so you guys have an idea. So again, take your whole pepper, any kind of pepper, red, green, yellow, purple, orange. Just do a few twists. Goes right through the body of the pepper, and then it keeps the seeds. Look at that. And again, I'm just gonna scoop those veins. This one only had 2 veins, and cut it in half. And we'll do it a 3rd time. And then I'll do that in a minute because you guys are probably bored. You don't want to see that again. Then let's make the filling mixture. So you can use 1 pound or 2 of any ground meat. I'm using ground beef. You can use a couple cups of cooked rice. I'm gonna dump that right in the ground beef mixture. Let's move this so you guys can see. I did not bring prep bowls. So look at the funny prep bowls that are here in this cabin, you know, kind of like a little Bailey's cup. I have a couple eggs in here. Going to dump that in. And then the meatloaf mixture. So open it up, it's just a pouch. I already cut the pouch so it would be easy. Dump that right into the mixture. And then for really easy doing at home, I would have thrown this in the stand mixer, but I was not going to bring Pampered Chef's Big Deluxe mixer up here. But I did bring my old trusty hand mixer so that I can do really quick blending with it, which I'll do right now, so it'll be a little bit of noisiness. So I have a question for you guys, that if you like stuffed peppers, do you make them in the microwave? Do you do them on the stovetop, or do you bake them in the oven? Because I've heard a lot of different ways of people doing this. And then do you make a sauce with it like what we're making here? So that would be fun to know, so just drop that in the comments too. And then remember, I absolutely always love it when you guys share my videos to your timeline, because it helps me get exposure for my business. Plus, it's just a fun way for me to meet new people. And quite often, I do a lot of giveaways. So always remember to share. You never know when that announcement's going to be coming. So I have the whole meatloaf mixture made, which is the filling. So it's not really meatloaf. It's using the seasoning from the meatloaf pouch. Okay, you with me? Because the end result, remember, is this. We're gonna do these stovetop stuffed peppers. So the sauce on the stove has come to a boil. And so now what we're gonna do is, I like to use the large scoop, and we have 4 sizes of scoops, but I should tell you, this is like a public service announcement. We're going to discontinue for a while the small scoop and the extra large scoop because of the tariffs and all the trouble with pricing and getting product. So this is the large. This is the one I use for meatballs. This is the one I like to do if I'm doing monster cookies, that kind of thing. So what we're doing is we're just putting it like this and filling it with the filling, and then I'm going to put those in the skillet. And then once I filled them all, the recipe says to put the lid on, to reduce to low, cover the pan, cook for 35 to 45 minutes until the peppers are tender and the meat is cooked through. Remove the pan, sprinkle grated cheese over the top, put the lid back on for 60 seconds, and then serve and enjoy. So hopefully you will give these a try at your house, and you will know a couple of the new products coming out for fall this way. And hit me up if I can help you with anything. And this is Cooking Live from the Cabin, time 1. Okay, see you later.